Hi, this is Dennis from the Dennis and Andy Show. I'm going to do a full review of Moths, issues 1 through 3. It's an AWA and Upshot comic. So I'm going to do the first 3 issues to kind of bring us up to speed. J. Michael Straczynski, Mike Choi did it. I had done a full review of issue number 1, so you can go back and check out that. So I'm going to just go through it quickly for a recap. Basically, Emily decides we see she's saying goodbye to her family, that she's going to be heading off and doing something, and we're not sure what it is yet. She winds up finding that there's this safe house, and she starts thinking about, wow, this is a beautiful world. I wonder if I miss it. This is a beautiful house. And she's like, thanks, I inherited it from my folks when they died from the virus. Oh, does it bother you that I survived and I'm touching their stuff? They were great people. They would love knowing that their house was being put to good use. But you could sell it. They're bringing us some story, and they're talking about, well, the real estate market crashed after the big death. So many houses up for sale at the same time. It kind of destroyed the economy, the housing market, insurance, hotels. Nobody can afford things at those prices. So they're basically saying that something bad happened, and, the world kind of went to hell. She's asking, are you sure you want to go through with it? Yeah, I am sure. And for what it means, the only way to do is to blossom. So they're talking about the blossoming, and she goes, I've got this power inside of me, and the only way to see what it does is to actually blossom. Next thing we know, there's a doctor, and they go, wow, I didn't know doctors made house calls. She goes, yes. And they start talking about the virus. Do you think it's possible that the virus can come back to life? Because it's been dormant. Well, some outside force had put whatever this virus was, to sleep, and something could break it up. And they even name it. It's the XV1N1. It's not like anything we've seen before. So she goes, a lot of people claim to have abilities, so, there's only one true test, and we don't want the government finding out. So she's like talking, harness all the energy like it's a sun inside of your stomach. Harness it into a small, dense thing. Now open your eyes. And she looks, and you can see her eyes are colored. She goes, yep, there it is. Did Stacy already have the 6 months of life when she pulled the trigger conversation with you? Yes. Then I won't make it all over again, but I will say this. The first rule of the Hippocratic Oath is to do no harm, meaning attempting to help. Don't do anything that will make a healthy person sick or a sick person sicker. And the other thing you have to ask is having Emily Kai in the world for another 6 months instead of 60 years, will it help it or hurt it? Do no harm, Emily. So we find out that, there's some people that have this ability that when they blossom, they get 6 months to live, and they can do a lot of amazing things with them potentially, or not much at all. This guy's like, hey, for $1, I'll show you my power. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Come on, let me show you for $1. All right, let me see what you got. And he goes, all right, I'm concentrating. It's coming. There it is. Ta-da. She goes, that's your power? Yeah, it's kind of lame. And she goes, well, it kind of looks like a DNA helix. Or, hey, for $2, I can get you up in both hands. Somebody's yelling, you're a disgrace. My nephew died of the infection. He was going to be a physicist, and he's smart and talented. You're a nobody. You're a sparkler. Hey, I do the best that I can do. So obviously when people died, a lot of people died from this virus, and there's a lot of angry people upset about it. So this has a lot to do with, this ties in with the resistance we're finding out, and then it's uprising. So at one point we'll get into it. So she has a flashback while sleeping. Oh, I just needs more, Mom. Mom, just give him time. Shut up, Emily. He's strong. He can pull through. Under the containment laws, we can't proceed without your authorization. I'm sorry, Miss Kai, but it's down to you. She goes, I was on a business trip in Tokyo. I didn't even know there was a problem until I got a call from the hospital. By the time I got back, he couldn't even talk. There was nothing I can do, but there is now. No, Mom, give him a chance. He's a strong. He'll pull through. Just do it. No. Puts him out of his misery. She goes, in the note he left me, the last thing he said, he asked to make sure I looked after you and you were safe. So the house is yours. I'm heading back to Tokyo, and I'll make sure you're provided for. But I never want to see or hear from you again. It should have been you instead of him. It should have been you. So she's figuring out when they become moths, it becomes a very important thing. It's televised or streamed. So she's doing it in this large venue. And she's basically, well, last looks. Are you going to change your mind? No, not going to. Some moths have really cool powers like flaming abilities, some very bright visual things. They get a lot of social media followers. But she goes, I don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what's going to happen. So she walks out, and they find out that they get to fly for a brief moment when their powers come to fruition. So she can only feel her heart beating. She doesn't even pay attention now. Now I can see myself through all of you, through everything. It's all about, it's right here. It's inside of me. It's, you see it. She screams, and she collapses. And that's where issue number 1 picks up. So we're just going to pick right up in issue number 2. And you can see there's some social media. There's playing. There's, like, we'll call them YouTube videos. I haven't had a chance to check the latest numbers. You don't have a lot of followers. Nah, it's early. It's the early days. Well, it's easy to get followers when you have, like, visual powers. But she goes, in my case, that just doesn't have. We find out that she has the power of empathy. She goes, well, with empathy, you get civilization. Without empathy, civilizations collapse. But at least the ratings are good. Haha, so true. So we find out that her ability she got is empathy. So we're at Moth, so she's got, this is like a countdown, so she's got 5 months. She's got an address. Come on in there. Can I get you water? No, I think it's fine. Hey, Lori, thanks for seeing me. No problem. So she's like, something happened to my brother. They say he went hiking, that he went to look at everything weeks ago, and then something happened. They're saying that, at first I thought he fell, but now we're finding out that he jumped. The police are saying that he jumped because it fell too far, so I need your help. So they go up to the mountains where he had passed. You can see him climbing. I love the artwork in this. I mean, the stylization that they have in there, I think it's just really, really good. I'm enjoying that. Maybe I should lie, because she's feeling down there and she feels nothing. He goes, you good to go? Yeah, let's do it. So, again, this is a great picture of her looking down. She can see where the body was. She's reaching down and feeling, but nothing. She goes, do I lie to her? I can't. Sorry. I'm not getting anything. I'm sorry. Okay. We should go back. I'm sorry I wasted your time. Well, it wasn't a waste of time, Lori. I'm glad you came. I really was hoping to find something. I know it's hard. So anyway, she gets introduced. This is, Chris was Brian's best bud. They go to spring break together. They're constantly out on the rocks. And anyway, she introduces, and she goes, I'm Emily, and she shakes his hand. All of a sudden, she has this big flashback. Hey, you're both Chris. So they're up on the mountain together. Okay, not part of the story. He goes, man, I thought I was going places, but I failed, and I can't do anything anymore. I mean, I can't go into debt anymore. This is just terrible. So I've decided to fix it. I'm not gonna go into oblivion like they want me to. What are you talking about? I have more supplies soon, but in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a crowded night at the Clareton shopping mall. And let's just say somebody else, dude, that's crazy. I'm telling you this because you're a friend and I don't want you to get hurt. No, listen to me. Give me the bullet. You need help. I told you this because I trusted you. You can't do this. You can't stop me. I won't let you stop me. So he pushes him. And he's like, no. She says, Em, you were there. You pushed him because He was going to stop you. Oh, shit. You're her. I've seen you on the tweets. You can see inside my head. Get away from me. Are you okay? Yeah, I think so. I know what happened to Brian. I know what Chris is going to do. Do you know where he lives? Yeah. Start driving. So they get there. They call the police. And she smashes in. She goes, it's too late. You can't stop me. But you'll be the first. And she's like, and she thinks the police won't get here in time. He's going to kill me. He goes, I can feel his finger tightening. I can feel him pushing the trigger. And she thinks, so I push the other way as hard as I can. What the hell? She thinks, he's fighting me. I can't hold him. And she thinks I'm going to die. And she thinks, no. And she thinks, not this time. And she thinks, I can feel them. She goes, she reaches out to all those who have been victims before, the survivors, the wounded, the widowed, the lost, the grieving. She pulls all their grief, the anger, the resolve, and she pushes it, and she goes, no more, not now, not ever. Wait, what are you doing? Get away from me. Love his t-shirt, by the way. It says defective. Though it's Detective Comics, but it's the logo on everything, but it says defective instead of detective. Kind of cute homage there. She strikes him with decades of unresolved loss, wounds unsolved, and rage. Rage sufficient to blot out the sun. Tonight there will be no river of ambulances, blue and red lights smearing the shadows. Tonight there will be no phone calls in the middle of the night. Police freeze. They arrive. Emily Kai? He goes, yes. I check your friends back there and your statement, everything checks out. So you're one of those moths, huh? You didn't get any of those big fancy powers like flight or fire or anything like that. He says that your powers are kind of a bunch of nothing. Well, tonight it was. So we find out she was able to do something, pretty interesting. This one picks up, and beautiful, so beautiful. You can see they're at a show. This isn't a competition. Yeah, it's beautiful, but just go and do your thing. After the sponsors leave and the real audience gets here. So now we're 4 months, so another month has passed. You can see like her, oh, I remember when you used to listen to me and what I say, and you're not going anywhere. I was 4. That's my point exactly. So she's a paraplegic. She can't walk. She has no feeling. Well, tonight, at least it's just one show. I could probably use a night out. Exactly. Nathan, I know you're trying your best. I know you think this will mean something. I appreciate. I'm old, Nathan. Just older than I thought I would ever be. But nothing really matters anymore. She can't feel anything anymore. So we find out, that person out in there, that's kind of neat. And she goes, knock him dead. The curtain comes up. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, Mom, she is. Yes, she is. She's beautiful. My father loved music, all kinds of music. Sometimes I thought he loved music more than he loved me. And then when I was 3, it was probably true because I was 3. She goes into the history. My father died in the Great Death, but every time I hear Devenir, I think of him, and it's part of his soul. And she goes, music cues up, and she goes, well, canned music, isn't that charming? So she's kind of condescending, and then the music stops, but she can feel it. And she starts thinking back, and her powers start coming out. And now the power whispers, Nathan, something. One of the blind guys like, oh my God, I can see. Now the power sings, the power dances. Now, this is just beautiful illustrations of that. You can actually feel what's going on. Now I can feel her. I'm dancing now. And in the music, in that moment, there's no limits, there's no pain. They see what she sees, what she feels, dancing effortlessly. Free, beautiful, she's beautiful, they are beautiful, everything is beautiful. Claire de Lune by Debussy, lost in rhythm. Huff and Puff, just a band. At last, Etta James, beautiful. And she feels the river going the other way, beautiful. She's so beautiful. No menace, no agenda, no hidden truths, no stalking, no enlightened self-interest, pure, open, honest love. Love at first sight, at thought's first touch, unexpected, nothing, asking nothing but to be beautiful. So that's kind of neat. She's able to help all of these people experience things that they haven't been able to experience. So it's just nice. Each one of, then we get into back at the apartment, each one would have his name and number on that phone, that's all. Well, what happens at the end of the 7 days? He kills everybody in the theater. Max. He said he'll shut down the phone and just go away. And then he kills everyone in the theater. Honestly, seems like a nice guy. Sweet. The dangerous ones always are. Anyway, I was thinking about the whole performance art aspect of this, and I had an idea. Max, can you get that? Max? Yes, I'm Sandy. I'm here for Emily. See, for more on the other side of this, see the Resistance issue 5. So this ties into J. Michael Straczynski's Resistance comics, which I have not read yet, so obviously I probably need to get on the ball and read that. It'll probably make a little more sense. She goes, we spoke on the phone. I don't understand. You've been hearing about Lisa in my head for weeks. She goes, wow, hey Emily, hi, did I mention wow? I don't have a lot of time here, so not a time to organize. I'm afraid I'll have to be brief. I need you. We need you. We need your help with something. I'm there. Whoa, don't agree so quickly, not until you know what you're getting into. The Resistance is flexing its muscles, showing what we can do. For now, that means helping the people out of Belarus push Russia out of their country, which is illegally invading during the Great Death. Oh boy, exactly. My biggest fear is that when the uprising happens, the Belarusian soldiers will open fire on their own people, leading to a massacre and a civil war. So how are we going to stop them? We're not. You are. Oh boy. This is going to be the most important thing that we do. She goes, we've arranged a flight for you. So she goes, I'm here. Yes, we've been expecting you. Try not to draw or attract, react or draw attention. I'm supposed to have a ticket waiting for me to New York. Can I see your ID? Yep, we're ready to go. First class. Seriously? So she gets off the plane. There's somebody there waiting for me. Oh, there's 2 roses. Okie dokie. So it's day 2. She hops on another flight. She's on her way over to Belarus. 3 roses. Oh, so many of them. Now, we know about the uprising leaked out, which is why we had to be careful. She goes, well, I just don't shove random emotions into people's heads. I get them to feel, what someone else is feeling. I'm like a telephone. Well, you better start feeling helpful right about now before the killing starts. So we can see she starts thinking about the boy that was in the audience that felt the love. And she starts feeling it. They mean you no harm. They mean you no harm. Let them pass in peace. So she starts pushing this out. She's never been able to do something with this much. It's all we have. I did it. I stopped war. Pretty sweet. She gets back. Oh, 7. Shit. Remember what they said about 7? There's Nathan. She calls. Hello. Hi, this is Nathan. Yeah, this is Emily. I was literally just about to shut down the phone number when you called. Well, then I guess I'm just in time. How's your week been going? Oh, pretty quiet. Nothing to talk about, really. What's new with you? To be continued. So, we're seeing that there's a lot more in play. So this is interesting. Like I said, I'm not up on the Resistance. I do have the Resistance trade now, and I've been picking up the Uprising. So I think I may wind up having to go back and read this because the books are tying into one another. This is an interesting story about Emily. It's not bad. Not quite what I expected, but that could be a good thing. I think the art is fantastic in here. I like the dialogue. The story is getting places. I just wish there was a little more to figure out. I'm enjoying this, but I'm not loving it nearly as much as I did after the first one. I think I might have been let down just a little bit in 2 and 3, but it's still not bad. I'm going to give this a CGC rating of a 6.5. The art's fantastic. I want to see where this goes. So it's only a 6-issue miniseries. So I'm really hoping 4 is going to lead me into something more. And like I said, maybe it would mean a little more if I had read The Resistance. With that being said, this isn't bad. I'm going to finish this out because I really want to see how this ends and see what I think. So make sure you guys leave comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Have you been reading this or any of the Resistance ones? Leave your comments below. Smash the like button. That way you get you help me out for putting out these full reviews. And make sure you hit the notification bell and get caught up to date with all the reviews and live streams that we put out. So I look forward to hearing from you all soon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.